Welcome. Let us be completely honest with each other right now. This is not another cheap video. I am not going to give you 5 quick tips to fix your life and then run away. I am not here to give you 10 minutes of hype. This is about something much deeper. This is about your survival in a very noisy world. Today we are talking about the line between a peaceful life and a painful one. We live in a world where everyone wants a piece of you. They want to see you react. People will insult you because they want to control your mind. They will ignore you because they want to break your spirit. They will spread lies just to watch you fall apart. And what do most people do? They react instantly. They react emotionally. They react loudly. Every time they do this, they lose. You lose your peace. You lose your control. You lose your power. The sad truth is, most people do not even see how much they are destroying. They ruin their own lives with their own quick reactions. Think about it. That one angry argument that killed a long friendship. That one stupid text message that ended a beautiful relationship. That 1 second of pure rage that changed your entire future. I want you to slow down today. Just stop and listen to these words. If you truly understand what I am about to share, you will change. You will become the kind of person who does not just get by. You will become untouchable. You will become calm. You will become strong. You will become focused. You will find deep peace. This is not because your life will become easy. It is because you will stop letting the world control your mind. This video is not just for people who want success. This is for those who are tired of being broken by their own feelings. This is for anyone who is ready to take their power back. If you stay with me until the very end, I promise you this. You will understand a kind of strength that most people never find in their entire lives. This is not just motivation. This will also help you build clear, powerful English. Every word here is simple. Every sentence is designed to teach you strength. It is not just about speaking better. It is about thinking better. Let us begin. Lesson 1. Reacting means they control you. Imagine this scenario. Someone says a single sentence to you, and your entire mood changes. They press a small button, and you become angry. When you allow their words, their silence, or their bad attitude to shake your mind, you are no longer the master of your life. You are being controlled like a puppet. The other person is holding the strings, and those strings are your own emotions. Many people think that reacting quickly makes them look strong. They think shouting back shows power, but they are completely wrong. Reacting fast does not mean you are strong. It means you are easy to manipulate. It means anyone can control you with a simple insult. Every single time you react without thinking, you give away something precious. You hand over your peace. You give away your energy. You lose your personal power. Let us look closely at how this happens. Think about your own life. How many beautiful moments were ruined because you reacted too fast? How many times did you shout at someone you truly love and then felt terrible later? How many times did you reply to a message in anger and then wished you could take it back? This is the reality of emotional slavery. You might not wear heavy iron chains on your hands, but your mind is still in prison. Your peace is owned by the world around you. And the worst part is, you do not even realize it. Let me tell you a story about a young man. He worked in a busy office. He was highly disciplined. He worked late nights. He followed every single rule. But one day, during an important team meeting, his manager criticized him in front of everyone. The manager spoke falsely. It was unfair and untrue. In that exact second, the young man felt a fire rise in his chest. His heart started beating fast. His face felt hot. He exploded. He stood up, shouted, and argued loudly to defend himself. The entire room went completely silent. The manager did not argue back. He simply stayed quiet, smiled, and walked away. He won the mental game because he made the young man lose control. From that day on, the young man was not known as the hard worker anymore. He was not seen as intelligent. People only remembered him as the emotional guy who could not handle pressure. One single reaction destroyed the good image he built for years. So what is the solution? It is the 5-second rule. This simple rule will change your entire life. The next time someone disrespects you, next time they lie, yell, or ignore you, do not speak. Do not move. Do not react. Just breathe. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly for 5 seconds. In those 5 seconds, you take back your power. When you pause, something beautiful happens. The anger starts to fade. The fire in your mind starts to cool down. Your brain begins to think clearly instead of burning. You can still respond later, but your words will be strong, not foolish. Your actions will be wise, not emotional. This simple pause will change your relationships, your work, and your peace of mind. When you choose not to react, you are not weak. You are untouchable. You are free. Lesson 2. Fast reactions become long regrets. We all have moments we wish we could erase. We wish we could go back in time. We want to delete one bad message. We want to erase one loud shout. We want to change one angry choice. But we cannot. These are the moments that stay with us for years. Think about this deeply. You do not carry the painful insult they gave you. You carry the way you reacted to it. You do not carry the hard failure. You carry the way you broke down. You do not carry the heavy problem. You carry your wild emotional reaction. Many people believe that reacting fast makes them real. They think it shows they are honest. But this is a big lie. Fast reactions do not come from a place of power. They come from a place of deep pain. We scream when we feel very small. We blame others when we feel weak. We fight back hard when we feel hurt. But what happens when the anger is gone? What is left when the room becomes quiet? Only guilt, only shame, only regret. Every time you react in anger, you feel the burn of regret. Every time you scream, you feel the shame later. Every time you push people away, you wish you had stayed quiet. You say to yourself, I should have waited. You say to yourself, I should have walked away. You say to yourself, I should have let it go. But it is too late. The words are already in the air. Words do not wash away. Words do not disappear. People do not forget how you made them feel. How many people have you lost because you reacted too fast? How many family fights could you have avoided? How many good relationships could you have saved? How many peaceful days did you destroy? Just because you let one bad second control your mind. Sometimes you do not understand what you lost until it is too late to fix. Let me share a sad story about two sisters. They were very close. They were like best friends. They shared secrets. They laughed together. But one evening, they were at a family gathering. The younger sister made a small joke. It was a sarcastic comment. It touched an old, painful wound in the older sister. In that exact second, the older sister exploded. She did not pause. She did not breathe. She shouted in front of the entire family. She said terrible things. She used words that were sharp like knives. She said things that were not even true. She was just speaking from her old, buried pain. The room went completely cold. The family stood in silence. The heavy air was hard to breathe. The younger sister looked at her with tears in her eyes and walked out. Days passed. Weeks passed. Months passed. But the warm relationship never came back. The trust was dead. Years later, the older sister often looked at an old photo of them. She looked at their happy smiles, and she cried. She did not cry because of the sarcastic joke. She cried because of her own reaction. 1 second of anger created a lifetime of regret. Here is your solution. You must train your mind to respond, not to react. This is a daily practice. It is a muscle you must build. When something hurts you, say this sentence in your mind. This emotion is real, but this reaction is a choice. It feels hard. It feels unfair. You want to scream, but you must close your mouth. Still your body. Let the anger rise inside you, but do not move. Feel the heat, but stay quiet. Ask yourself, am I angry about this moment, or am I angry about my past? Wait 10 minutes. Wait 1 hour. Wait 1 full day if you need to. Then, and only then, speak with calm. Speak with truth. Speak with power. This single habit will protect your peace. It will save your future. Anger feels strong for a second, but peace is strong forever. And peace never leaves you with regret. Lesson 3. Silence is your best weapon. We live in a world that never stops talking. Everyone is shouting. Everyone is arguing. Everyone is trying to prove they are right. People explain. They justify. They post online. They scream. They do all of this because they want to look strong. But let me tell you a secret. The strongest people in the room are not the loudest ones. The strongest people are the quiet ones. They do not need to speak to prove their value. Many people misunderstand silence. They think being quiet means you are scared. They think walking away means you are weak. But the opposite is true. It takes real strength to stay calm when you want to scream. It takes high wisdom to walk away when you want to fight. It takes massive power to say nothing when your emotions are burning. Silence is control. Silence is focus. Silence is dignity. When you stay silent, you become a mystery. People do not know what you are thinking. They do not know your next move. They do not know if they hurt you. They do not know if you have already won. And that mystery is your power. Let me share a story about this. There was a man who was attacked on social media. His former friend posted fake stories about him. He shared twisted screenshots. It was a complete lie. It was designed to destroy his character. Everyone online was waiting for a fight. They wanted him to reply. They wanted him to defend himself. They wanted him to post his side of the story. But he did not. He said absolutely nothing. People started calling him weak. They called him a coward. Some even thought he was guilty because he did not speak. But he stayed silent. He kept working. He kept living his life. 6 months later, the truth came out. The lying friend was exposed by someone else. The lies fell apart completely. And how did the silent man look? He looked like a king. He looked like a man of class. He looked incredibly strong. While others were screaming and making noise, he was winning, quietly. This is how you use silence as a weapon. You do not need to respond to every insult. You do not need to explain yourself to people who have already decided to hate you. You do not need to post. You do not need to message. You do not need to fight for your dignity. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Let your silence do the talking. When conflict comes to your door, try this. Look them in the eyes. Say, "I understand," and walk away. Do not argue. Let their own angry words burn them. When drama surrounds you, do not join the noise. Step back. Let the truth rise by itself. When someone disrespects you, do not shout, do not cry, do not explain. Just look at them and say nothing. They will notice your silence. They will feel the weight of it. And in that moment, you win. You do not win by fighting. You win by rising above the noise. Lesson 4. Protect your energy like gold. Let us talk about a very big mistake. Many people make this mistake every single day. They try to fight every battle. They try to argue with every critic. They try to explain their side to everyone who does not care. It feels brave to fight back. It feels like you are defending your honor. But in reality, you are just destroying your own life. Think of your energy as a battery, a phone battery. When you wake up in the morning, your battery is at 100%. This is your focus. This is your peace. This is your life force. Every time you read a mean comment, your battery goes down. Every time you argue with a fool, your battery goes down. Every time you try to prove you are right to someone who hates you, your battery goes down. By the end of the day, you have no battery left. You have no energy for your big goals. You have no energy for the people who love you. You have no energy for your own happiness. You are empty. You are tired. Some people do not want peace. They want drama. They want to see you upset. They want to see you break. If you keep stepping into their noisy world, you will never build your own. Let me tell you about a smart college student. She was bright. She was highly disciplined. She had big dreams. She wanted to build a great life. But one day, someone started a fake rumor. They said she cheated on an exam. It was a complete lie. It was not true at all. But people started whispering. They started looking at her with cold eyes. Some of her friends stopped talking to her. She felt a deep pain. She wanted to fix it. She wanted everyone to know the truth. So she spent all her time writing long posts online. She tried to explain herself to every single classmate. She cried at night. She wondered why they did not believe her. Weeks passed by. She lost her focus. She stopped studying. She stopped working on her big dreams. She became bitter and tired. All because she gave her precious energy to something she should have walked away from. She could have stayed quiet. She could have let her good grades and her hard work speak for her. But she did not. Years later, she said something very sad. She said, "I did not lose because of their lies. I lost because I tried to fix things that did not matter." Here is your solution. You must protect your energy like it is real gold. Every morning, make a simple list in your mind. Ask yourself, what deserves my energy today? If a person is not on that list, walk away. If a problem is not on that list, ignore it. You are not here to win small fights. You are here to build a beautiful life. Stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. If they want to see you as the bad person, let them. Your words will not change their minds. Only speak where growth is possible. If a conversation does not help you grow, it is a trap. This is not weakness. This is supreme wisdom. You do not have to show up to every fight you are invited to. True peace is not about winning every battle. True peace is knowing which battles are not worth your time at all. Lesson 5. The calm mind wins the room. The entire world stands in respect when a person stays calm during a storm. People who can keep their head when everything is falling apart are rare. They are the ones we trust. They are the ones we follow. A calm person is like an anchor in a wild sea. When everyone else is screaming and running in circles, the calm person stands still. They look at the chaos with steady eyes. They do not panic. They do not lose their mind. This stillness is not weakness. It is the ultimate form of power. In any room, the person with the most calm is the leader, even if they do not say a single word. Everyone else is looking at them for direction. Let me share a powerful story about this. There was a crowded train moving through a busy city. The air was warm. People were tired after a long day of work. They just wanted to go home. Suddenly, the heavy metal door slid open. A large man walked into the compartment. He was loud. He was drunk. His eyes were red with anger. He started pushing past people. He shouted insults at random passengers. He kicked a bag on the floor. The energy in the train car changed instantly. You could feel the fear in the air. It was thick. It was heavy. Some people quickly looked down at their phones. Some moved to the next car. Others stood up, ready to fight. The tension was rising. It felt like a bomb was about to explode. But in the middle of this chaos, there was an old man. He was sitting quietly near the window. He did not run. He did not hide his face. He did not look angry. He just sat there, breathing slowly. He was as still as a mountain. The drunk man noticed him. He did not like the old man's peace. It made him feel small. He walked over to the old man. He stood right in front of him. He raised his fists. He screamed a terrible insult right into the old man's face. Everyone stopped breathing. They waited for the scream. They waited for the blood. But the old man did not move. He did not flinch. He slowly looked up. He looked directly into the angry man's wild eyes. He did not show fear. He did not show anger. He only showed deep, gentle understanding. The old man spoke in a soft, quiet voice. He said, "Whatever happened to you today, I am so sorry it brought you to this painful place." The words were simple, but they carried the weight of a mountain. The drunk man froze. His raised fists slowly fell to his sides. The fire in his eyes died out. He looked at the old man's calm face, and his shoulders started to shake. He sat down on the empty seat next to the old man, and he started to cry. He cried like a small child. The entire train was silent. The storm was gone. One calm mind had changed the energy of the entire room. The old man did not fight. He did not argue. He understood a deep secret. This anger was not about him. It was about the pain inside the other man. This is what true strength looks like. Most people are like dry leaves. When the wind blows, they fly away. When someone yells, they yell back. When there is a problem, they panic. But you must choose to be different. You must choose to be the rock that the waves crash against. Calmness is not something you are born with. It is not natural. It is a discipline. It is a muscle that you must train every single day. You must train for peace like a warrior trains for war. How do you build this strength? You start with the small things. When you spill your hot coffee in the morning, do not scream. Just clean it up with a calm mind. When your train is late and you are in a rush, do not let anger ruin your day. Take a deep breath. Accept the moment. When someone sends you a rude message, do not reply with fire. Put your phone down. Smile at the screen. These small moments are your training ground. They are your daily tests. If you cannot stay calm when your coffee spills, you will never stay calm when your life falls apart. Remember this. Anyone can scream. Anyone can panic. Anyone can lose their mind. It is easy to be weak. But the one who can sit in the fire and still see clearly, that is the person who wins. Life always follows the calm mind, never the loud one. Lesson 6. Reaction is habit. Response is power. Let us look at a deep truth about human behavior. Most of the time, you do not react because you want to. You react because you have always reacted. It has become your daily habit. It is a loop. It is automatic. When something happens, your brain goes to the same old place. Someone cuts you off in traffic, you scream. Someone ignores your text, you feel sad. Someone insults your work, you fight back. You do not stop to think. You do not ask if this reaction is good for you. You just do it. It is like a machine. But you are not a machine. You are a human being. There is a big difference between reacting and responding. A reaction is fast. It is emotional. It is uncontrolled. It comes from the weak parts of your mind. A response is slow. It is clear. It is conscious. It comes from the strong parts of your soul. The person who reacts is like a wild volcano. They are loud. They are dangerous. They destroy everything around them. But the person who responds is like the deep ocean. They are steady. They are calm. They are untouched by the wind. Let me tell you a story about a young waiter. He worked in a very busy restaurant. He was always polite. He was always focused. One night, a very rich customer came in. This man was rude. He was loud. He clicked his fingers to call the waiter. When his food was a little late, the rich man stood up. He shouted across the room. He asked the waiter, "Are you stupid? Or are you just lazy?" The entire restaurant went silent. Everyone looked at the young waiter. They waited for him to get angry. They waited for him to shout back. But the waiter did not react. He took a single breath. He looked at the rich man with calm eyes. He smiled gently. He said, "Sir, I am doing my absolute best. If that is not enough for you today, I understand. But I will still serve you with respect, because that is who I am." The room was completely quiet. The rich customer suddenly looked very small. His power was gone. The waiter, who seemed to have no power, now stood like a king. The manager of the restaurant saw everything. That same night, he gave the waiter a big promotion. Why? Because the waiter knew a secret. Reacting is animal instinct. Responding is human wisdom. Why do we react so fast? It is because of our old wounds. If you were ignored when you were a child, you will overreact when someone ignores you now. If you were humiliated in your past, you will fight hard against any small disrespect today. If you were abandoned, you will panic when someone walks away. Your reaction is not about the person in front of you. It is about the old pain inside you. It is about the wound that never healed. Here is your solution. You must turn your reaction into awareness. The next time you feel the fire rising, stop. Take one deep breath. That single breath breaks the automatic chain. It creates a small space, and in that space, your power lives. Ask yourself, is this anger about today, or is it about my past? When you understand your wounds, you stop letting them run your life. You stop giving your peace to people who do not deserve it. Speak only when your mind is quiet. Speak only when your truth is clear. Train yourself every day. Train when you are waiting in line. Train when someone is rude to you. Choose response over reaction. Choose awareness over anger. This is how you master your life. This is how you become free. Lesson 7. Let go of your ego to find peace. Why do we suffer so much in silence? It is not always because of pain. It is not always because of fear. It is not even because of other people. Most of the time, it is because of your ego. The ego is that silent, invisible voice inside your head. It is the voice that whispers to you. It says, "They should have treated me better." It says, "I need to prove that I was right." It says, "I deserve more respect than this." It says, "They do not see my true value, and that hurts me." It says, "I cannot let them win." And so, you react. You fight back. You explain yourself. You argue. You shout. You do not do this because it is helpful. You do this because your ego is burning. It is hungry for attention. But you must realize a hard truth. Your ego is not your power. Your ego is your prison. It is the exact reason you stay stuck. It is the reason you feel angry. It is the reason you feel bitter. It is the reason you are not free. The ego is like a hungry ghost. It always wants to be seen. It always wants to be loved. It always wants to be admired. It always wants to be praised. But the world is not perfect. The world will not always give you these things. And when the world does not praise you, your ego panics. When your ego panics, you lose control. You shout during an argument because your ego says, "They cannot talk to me like that." You reply to a mean comment online because your ego says, "They do not know who I am." You explain your side in every little fight because your ego says, "I must defend myself." But here is the truth nobody wants to hear. You do not need to defend what is already real. You do not need to prove what already exists. You do not need to be loud to be right. The moment you drop your ego, you rise. The ego lives in pain, but your soul lives in peace. Let me share a powerful story about a man. He spent many years working for a big company. He gave them everything. He gave his time. He gave his health. He gave his loyal heart. But one day, without any warning, the company replaced him. There was no apology. There was no thank you. There was nothing. The man was filled with pure rage. His ego screamed inside him, "How could they do this to me? Do they not know who I am? I gave them my entire life." He wanted to go public. He wanted to expose the company. He wanted to take deep revenge. But before he did anything, he went to visit his grandmother. She was a very wise woman. She had lived through wars. She had lived through betrayals. She had lived through deep poverty. Yet, she still carried a beautiful peace in her eyes. She looked at him and said, "My child, listen to me carefully. You do not heal by proving others wrong. You heal by proving to yourself that their actions will not control your future." Those simple words changed him forever. He did not fight. He did not attack. He walked away in total silence. He kept his dignity. He kept his clarity. 6 months later, He started his own company. He worked quietly. He worked consistently. Years passed. He became far more successful than the people who had betrayed him. He won, not because he fought them, but because he let go of his ego and held on to his peace. Why does the ego make you react? Because the ego is loud. It cannot accept disrespect. It cannot handle rejection. It cannot survive in silence. Every time someone questions your worth, your ego explodes. Every time someone forgets your value, your ego wants war. Every time someone walks away, your ego wants revenge. But here is the danger. Your ego wants revenge, but your soul wants freedom. If you keep choosing your ego, you will keep losing your peace. You will react to every stupid comment. You will argue with every fool. You will destroy great relationships just to win a small, temporary war. And when the war ends, you will be left completely alone. You will have your ego, but you will not have your peace. So, here is your solution. Kill your ego. Choose peace every single time. This is the most important step. You cannot master your emotions if you do not face your ego. You must catch the voice. The moment you feel the urge to prove, the urge to fight, the urge to explain, just pause. Ask yourself, is this my soul speaking? Or is this my ego screaming? Let people be wrong about you. It feels hard, but it is incredibly powerful. Not everyone deserves to know your truth. Let them misunderstand you. Let them talk behind your back. You do not owe anyone an explanation. You do not need to make them comfortable. Stop fighting to be right. The need to be right is a trap. Ask yourself, what is more important? Being right or being at peace? Choose silence where your ego wants to scream. The next time someone disrespects you and you feel the fire rising, just breathe. Smile. Walk away. You are not doing this because you are weak. You are doing this because you are no longer ruled by something as fragile as your ego. Your worth is not a debate. You do not need to react to prove it. You do not need to speak to protect it. You just need to live it. Live it with calmness. Live it with clarity. Live it with quiet confidence. When you let go of your ego, something beautiful happens. You stop chasing validation. You stop reacting to noise. You stop trying to prove your worth. For the first time in your life, you feel light. You feel free. You feel completely unshakable. Peace does not live in the loud. It lives in the still. It lives in the quiet heart that no longer needs to win every argument. That is the kind of strength most people never find. But you just did. Now, choose it. Choose it today. Choose it tomorrow. Choose it every single day. The less you need to react, the more power you truly have. And the less ego you carry, the more peace you will feel forever. Now you know the ultimate truth. You do not need to react to everything. You do not need to fight every battle. You do not need to prove your worth to people who never saw it in the first place. You do not need to carry the noise. You do not need to carry the drama. You do not need to carry the pain. You do not need to hold on to heavy things just because the world throws them at your feet. Every time you choose peace, you win. Every time you choose silence, you grow. Every time you choose calm, you take your power back. You are much more than your reactions. You are much more than your anger. You are much more than the storms that come and go. You are calm. You are deep. You are steady. And now, you are free. From this moment forward, may you never lose your peace again. Not for a cheap insult, not for a bad day, not for anyone. Let your silence become your strength. Let your calmness become your confidence. Let your wisdom become your way of life. Every time the world tries to pull you into chaos, pause. Every time someone tries to trigger you, breathe. Every time you feel the fire rising, remember who you are. You do not belong in the noise. You do not belong in the drama. You do not belong in the dirt. You were born for something greater. You were born for peace. You were born for purpose. You were born for quiet power. So stay still, stay true, and keep rising silently. Sometimes, the loudest thing you can ever say is nothing at all. Thank you for spending this time with me. I am truly proud of you. And from my heart to yours, may you find the strength to walk away. May you find the peace to stay quiet. May you build a life that no reaction can ever destroy. Take care of your mind. Protect your soul. And never forget, you are not weak for staying calm. You are powerful beyond words. Until next time, stay strong, stay silent, stay free.